Good afternoon, everybody. I must just start off by saying it's an absolute honor and a privilege to be here. And it's great to see this event so well attended. I'd also just like to say a special welcome and a thank you to all my colleagues that are here. It's great to have your support. Just quickly, a quick intro to E4. Some of you may not have heard of us, so I just got 2 slides. We're a tech business. Just in terms of some stats, we've got about 430 staff. We've built over 30 products now over the last 17 years, been going since 2000. We've got 9 local offices, big offices, Joburg, Durban and Cape Town. 4 international offices. We've been on an international expansion plan for the last 3 years. We've got offices in Mauritius, London, Australia, and we've had an office in Namibia for a while. Since April last year, we've got 2 institutional shareholders on board, which are really backing us in terms of acquisitive growth, which is fantastic. And yeah, we aim to form strategic partnerships with our clients to add value over the long term. Just in terms of what we do, in terms of our capabilities, I'm not going to list all of them, but the big players right now, we're big into the platform play. That's end-to-end processing, encompasses a lot of the other pieces in terms of workflow, document management, electronic signatures. Data is becoming more and more prevalent, so we probably the biggest data aggregator in the country now. We've got a big data division down in Cape Town, products called SearchWorks. It's over 130 search types in terms of credit bureau data, subsidy data, deeds office data, etc. Authentication is obviously key. You need to know who you're dealing with. So we're doing a lot of stuff on the biometric side. And obviously sort of on the top of that in terms of the reporting layer, in terms of the financial services companies being able to run their departments and their businesses, we're just pulling stats from the systems that we run and presenting it nicely to them. And then obviously underpinning all of it, because we are a software as a service business, we've got all the usual support services, and that's key to our business as well. So effectively what we've done is we've taken all of these capabilities, we've put them all together. We've got all the latest tech that we can possibly find worldwide, and we've built one of our new products, which is called Virtual Identity, and that's the main reason why I'm here today, is to showcase that. It's just a picture of our team hard at work. Okay, so virtual identity is very simple. I'll just explain the concept before we go into a quick video in terms of a demo. A client can log into a web app or a mobile app of their choice, connect with an agent of the bank, establish a video conference call and a link, do the FICA process in less than 5 minutes, and then there's an audit trail and optional reporting at the end. Just in terms of what I'm going to show you now, it's the video side. So imagine an agent of the bank interacting with a client, and there's a call that's going to be established. And then I've got some screenshots of the mobile app that will follow after this. Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know why it didn't work first time. Okay, so this is the agent who's logged in. They're going to establish a call with their client. They get notified when the client's ready to take a call. So we've done it both ways. The client can phone in, or the actual agent can actually call the client as well. We do a geolocation mapping, tagging in terms of where the client is from their cell phone. The video call is established. You've got the agent over here on the top left, sorry, the broker or the agent, and you've got the client over there. Ask the client to take a selfie. If you're happy with the photo, we then start the process of uploading documents. So the client's guided through this in the mobile app the whole time. They take a picture of their identity document that comes through. We've got some features here where you can rotate and you can crop to get the best quality image that you want. So this is the bank agent doing all of this. And the whole time you're conversing with the client as well, telling them about the quality of the documentation. We're running a facial biometric scan between this photo and the selfie. This has come back with a 65% match. Anything over about 50% is pretty good. We also do an additional fraudulent check with an estimated age. So this has come back at an estimated age of 38. And then we also, sorry? And then we're just doing a check here in terms of the Australian central government, and then a data check as well against the bureau, and we're matching all of that data and it's verified. And then the last picture there was just the second document. In a South African context, it would be a proof of res document, etc. In terms of what's left at the end is effectively a full audit trail of the whole system. So we record the video, record the voice. All of the documents are available to download in terms of PDFs with the images embedded. We have a full summary of who did the call, when they did it, what time and date they did it. It's all date time stamped. The actual call video stuff is there as well. You can play back the video post. And then this is a comprehensive sort of virtual identity report that you get at the end with all the documents and the selfie and a whole lot of legalese in terms of regulatory requirements from the bank. I think that's it. Just in terms of some screenshots, this is what the mobile app looks like. This is what it looks like if you're a client taking a selfie. It tells you that you've submitted everything successfully. You choose a PIN. These are some of the screenshots in terms of the calls that you're making. This was me taking a photo of my identity document. And sorry, we'll just skip through this because we've already done this. That's it. Any questions? Thank you.
We did give you an extra minute.
Thank you, yeah, because of the video not playing. Apologies for that.
Judges, questions for Ryan.
Yeah, what's the delta? So biometrics is kind of taking off. It's quite popular.
Yeah.
The last mile usage is quite low, to be honest. The adoption in the field has not been hugely successful.
Sure.
If you look at what you guys are doing, what would you see as the delta inside the industry? So if I was to go out into the field and say, I can do you X, Y, Z faster, I can do more people, what would your metrics or your stats be?
Yeah, I mean, we're actually using Facebook's tech for this. So there's a lot of big global players in the biometric space. Obviously, our own Home Affairs department have the fingerprint biometrics. And then on the voice side, there's the big credit bureaus all building up voice banks, etc. We've engaged with somebody who can actually do a voice authentication. Some of the bigger guys have got it. So I don't think it's too much of a differentiator. I just think that it's required in terms of an additional fraudulent or identity check. I mean, the big players, yeah, it's well known that there's a lot out there. It's just choosing one that's right for you. And I think, where we come in is that we actually go and investigate probably 12 to 15 products worldwide, and we literally settled on the best one that we can find in terms of the results. We do that on the OCR side as well out of interest. So we've literally, with a local banking client, we've spent 9 months trying to find a right OCR solution. And these guys advertise the world out there in terms of the results that you get, but until you're running hundreds of thousands of documents against it, it's quite different.
Financial inclusion? I mean, obviously, this.
Yeah, so obviously, I mean, this is absolutely smartphone dependent, but obviously that penetration is growing over time. And yeah, I mean, we saw the incumbent banks present earlier. Obviously, digital banking is growing. We heard numbers of 1 million, 1.2 million, so still quite good market penetration. And obviously, over time, we're assuming that most people will have a smartphone with a camera and video capabilities as well as voice.
Question around delivery on integration. So just talk to us about some of your challenges around integration. How long does it normally take? And so
yeah, no, sure, it is challenging. I mean, we are a systems integrator. That's one of our specialists, the things that we do. So we're certainly used to it. We don't prescribe anything. So we pretty much go in with an open mindset. We usually look to the financial services company to set the standard, and we adhere to that. We're pretty flexible and dynamic in that regard. We've got, countless examples of integrations that have worked. But in terms of the process, I think that's also a key, is we embed the software into the process. So we're not enticing a consumer to come and sign up with us and then share those details with different banks, etc. This is real time when you're online, when you're applying for a credit product. And effectively, you're giving the consumer a choice. You're saying, do you actually want to engage now in a virtual space and actually get this process done? Or do you want to have to come into a branch, as an example?
Do you see convergence in this market? Is this, what's the role of regulation, and is it kind of a winner takes all? How do you guys think about that strategy?
Yeah, so there are a lot of competitors out there. Just going across next door into the stand, there's a few competitors. I think in terms of the differentiator for us, as I said, is the real time. So we don't store any data. It's all encrypted. We send it straight through to the bank. And obviously the video component for us is quite big. Some of the other guys have got the photo capabilities, relying on consumer to do everything themselves and then send it through. Sorry, what was the second part of your question? So the convergence.
And then there's regulation. So
the regulations,
is
yes,
there
sorry.
a threat that regulation will say?
Yeah, so regulation's an interesting one. I mean, in terms of the FICA Amendment Act, there's a few changes coming. Some banks are even saying they don't even have to do a face-to-face engagement. It's a risk-based model. So certainly for your high-risk clients, these are the kinds of process that you would look at. And yeah, interestingly enough, I mean, our first client's actually an Australian client called Hashching. We're about to sign up with a big international bank in Australia. We've been working with them for 9 months. We're close to signing that contract, which we're very excited about. But their regulations in terms of Australia is still face-to-face, and virtual is accepted. You know, in terms of a process where you're dealing, I mean, we mostly work in the mortgage space. You're looking at investors that are international and they want to invest in property. So this is actually, you can never see them physically face-to-face because they live in a different country. So this solves for that as well.
So, can you describe your ideal client? What are the clients that your solutions work with best?
Sure, I think anybody who's you know, on the digital transformation journey as a client, anybody who wants to interact with a financial services company digitally, anybody applying through a mobile channel or a web channel, anybody doesn't want to have to go into a branch effectively, and for any product, you know. As I said, the new FICA amendment thing is a risk-based model. So, you know, if somebody wants to open up a savings account, you're probably not going to go to all this hassle. But if somebody wants to loan, you know, 5 million rand to buy a house, maybe it's a good solution for that.
And in terms of the financial services providers that you work with?
Yeah, so we work with all big four banks and Investec, and we work with a lot of the credit bureaus and some of the smaller guys. We're working with Westbank now as well. And yeah, as I said, ironically, most of the uptake for this product's actually been overseas in Australia. So there's a big multinational that we're working with there. Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to say who they are yet. But yeah.
All right. Ryan, E4, thank you very much.
Great.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Barlow.
Thank you.